Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of my Cummins engine rebuild for my F250 Cummins swap, where I'm going to take this 5.9 liter Cummins engine and put it in my F250, hopefully anyway. You may wonder why I'm showing you all these made-in tags that are on these parts. Many of you warned me about the quality of the Pro Max head I was about to purchase. I thought it was bolt on and go, and no problem with it. Had all the valves in it. Had upgraded springs on the exhaust side. But some of y'all had experience with it and warned me against this. And I looked into it a little bit deeper, and then I came across a website that sells them, and noticed that it had a little special notation. I'll circle it and show it to you down here. And on the next page, it says that you need to take this head to a machine shop and have them check the valves and make sure that it's straight and all this stuff, which is what I was trying to avoid in the first place. So ultimately, what I'm going to do, or what I have done, is taking my head to the local machine shop, which I should have done this in the first place. It's going to end up being a lot cheaper, and they do good work. So I'm going to keep everything with the quality components. And thanks for all the input out there. My original Cummins gasket kit, thankfully. I don't have the tool to put the rear main seal in, and that thing's gigantic too. I don't know how I'm going to do this. The other guys say a tool comes with it, but mine did not come with a tool to install it, unfortunately. I guess I'm going to have to try to manually tap it in there. Hope I don't mess it up. I think that's 8 millimeters. So if I can get it down to 8 millimeters, be very careful not to accidentally hit the edge with the tool. One thing about paying somebody else to do it, hopefully they have the right tools to do it with, and you don't have to incur that expense. But I'm going to take a shot at it. Came out pretty easy. Ooh, that's a whole different looking animal too. Clean this up so I have a nice clean edge here. I just wonder. Alright, let's go put this thing on. I'm going to check the piston ring end gap. These are the old rings in here. I'm just going to test with those and see what they come out to first. I think it's supposed to be 16,000 minimum. Here's my new rings. It says top on the ring itself. This piston I cleaned up. Ooh, barely. Just barely makes it. It's like the best 10-15 bucks I ever spent, man. Makes getting rings on and off way easier. If you don't have a pair of these, definitely go out and buy some. That set I bought at the swap meet is nowhere near as good as this. They're like an old school set or something. It seems like I don't have one in here, but as you can see, I lined all these up and checked each one, and this is the top ring.
But the intermediate rings, look, it looks like from the book it says it's supposed to have a finer spec on it. You know, like less clearance than the top ring, and top ring just makes it, I think it's like 1600ths. But the intermediate ring was supposed to have a tighter clearance on it, and when I measured it, it was a lot bigger. So either something's wrong, and I think it's something wrong in the specs I have, which I have them over here. Probably can't make this out, but I just want to show you. I was kind of going by the book right here. It shows a tighter clearance. It looks like for the intermediate ring. So I got to research that more, but right now everything's falling in spec. It's right on the dot where it's supposed to be. So I gotta get this little gasket off here before I forget.
If you guys are new to Cummins engines like I am, I've learned of a site that's by Cummins. It's called quickserve.com, and you can get on there and sign up and register, and they'll let you put 5 engine serial numbers in there. And then you can look up the specs for it, and that's where I learned that my piston rings would be okay and would be within spec. So I'll just leave a link in the description. You guys can sign up if you need a good reference for reassembling Cummins 5.9.
All right. Well, I didn't quite get to the installing the pistons yesterday, but I've got them all cleaned up. And time to put I had to read up on installing the piston rings properly, and I've got a video linked in the description that I use as a reference. And just so if you guys want to know the right way to do it, there's an excellent reference out there. It'll really help. So I'm going to install the rings and then install the pistons. It starts out like this is Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, of the mechanic version or something. I don't know. But all right, let's see if we can make some headway. So it does say top.
There's all kinds of theories out there about ring orientation, and one person says do it one way and one says the other way, and I finally settled on the top ring being diagonal from the piston pin, you know, kind of catty corner, not on the skirt face, and then the intermediary ring being the total opposite side, the gap, and then the oil control ring on the opposite side of that. So basically everything's 90 degrees from each other and not lined up with the piston pin.
All right.
Put a little assembly lube around the edge of the bore to ease the piston and rings to go down in the bore easily. And coated the rings with some motor oil, good dousing, and just kind of ease everything together.
Looks like it's between 3,000s. Everything is been torqued down, and
replaced, lubed up, installed. So that does it for the crank rods, rings. Real tedious work though. It took me a while to do that, longer than I thought. I got all the assembly lubes on it, and just have to wait for my head to get back from the shop. I got the rear main seal installed. Might have overdone it right here, but better safe than sorry. And hopefully this will hold up, because I didn't have the tool to install this, but it went in and looks like it's supposed to, so I think it'll be all right. And here's the top side. Yeah, I've got my used pistons in there, but they were in good shape, so I feel good about it. It would have cost me another grand to go with redoing that block and putting new pistons in it. Machine work would have been $500. Pistons about $5 or $6. So this right here is way to go. Yeah, so it'll give me a good start anyway. I need to get an engine together so I can get it in that truck as quick as possible to get the thing running. And I think this will last me quite a while.
Hey, thanks for watching my channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do for future updates. Remember, build it, don't buy it.